Welcome back to On Call. We're about to talk about an interesting topic. So recently I had a patient come in, a female patient, and she has a lot of back pain. And we came to narrow it down that her back pain probably was being contributed to her oversized breast. She has very, very large breasts. So she wanted to get a breast reduction, but she was afraid that her husband, no, actually this was her boyfriend. It was her boyfriend. She was afraid that her boyfriend would end the relationship if she got this surgery done. And so, she came to my office and was like, "Doc, what should I do? What do you think is the best approach?" So, as always, I said I'm gonna stand back, consult some of my fellow brothers, and we're going to come up with a solution. And today, I'm honored to have a special guest, a good friend of mine I actually went to medical school with, Dr. DeLorean in Detroit, practicing plastic surgery. So he's going to join in on the conversation today.
What's happening?
All right, so let's go. So let's just dive right into this. So I'm gonna wait to get your opinion, DeLorean, but I'm gonna ask the fellas. Do you guys think, these are my Morehouse brothers, do you guys think that we contribute to some of the behaviors, some of the activities on women's behalf as far as them going forward with plastic surgeries? And in this account, as far as this lady, I'm talking about her, hesitant to improve as far as her chronic pain she have because she's in fear of losing her guy.
I mean,
Arrington, go ahead.
I think men likely do. I think culturally, we might. I think it might be men, but it also might be broader than men. It might be kind of a cultural, normative around what female body type should look like in the Black community, right? I mean, what we've been attracted to has been shaped by our, videos that we put out there where we have a stereotypical concept of a beautiful Black woman on BET saying this is what it looks like. And so if women don't look like that, and then now when you fast forward a few years from like the videos to now Instagram and like what women are being followed through Instagram, and like I feel like that kind of shapes the concept, the construct of beauty. And then, whether it's Black men, but Black women also buying into that, collectively, I think that it's just a kind of a norm now. And so if Black women are doing it and Black men are buying into it, and so now you have people making decisions about their health related to whether or not their man is going to still accept them. I mean, I think that's just I think that really and truly it's just a collective norm that we've established, and not necessarily just one.
You keep it 100. What do you like? When you looking for one, what do you want?
No, keeping it 100. Like I'm susceptible to that. You know what I'm saying? Like my concept of like what is attractive is what's shaped from my early formative years. You know what I'm saying? Watching BET and watching all that, and so like now the reality is that I like a particular, like curvaceous type of look. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't got to be all the way. It might not be like what Jason likes, but but it is definitely heavily influenced by
Jason. You called out. You was called out. What you think?
It's a presidential debate. To the general question, I think it's levels to it. I think men contribute to it, but I wouldn't think you would give those men so much credit and discount females like they only do things for men. I think that's like discounting them. I think it's men contribute, but I also think how females look at each other might contribute, and what they like. I just want to look like that because I think it looks good on my own, not for anyone else.
Right.
That's one piece of it. Then it's that girl is popping and she looks like that, so let me look like that. That's another piece of it. It might be a man who's attracted to it as well. So I think, yeah, men can contribute to that, but we're fools in not giving females enough credit to think that men is the only contribution to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What you think, LeVar?
Yeah, first question, to a patient, I'm just thinking, how big are her titties? In terms of like feeling like, right, she's gonna lose her boyfriend and she drops the cup size. Like if she's a B moving to an A, then
no, we talking about like double G, 36. Yeah,
right.
that,
She's nervous about losing her man by dropping the size, but it's
but
if for health, right?
She would probably need
So
a
it's just-
good reduction.
Yeah. Like, she
Right.
needs to go down to like a D.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is like that's just interesting in terms of like the risk that women are actually willing to put their bodies through, right? By not having corrective surgeries in this regard, but also, right, a large majority of women are traveling to other countries, right, risking their lives to get these types of augmentation surgeries as well,
Right.
to look a particular type of way. So, there's a psychology behind that, to Ayrton's point, that has like a bigger gauge, right? It's this
Right.
relationship between black men and black women specifically. But if we think about historically, right, Hottentot Venus, Sarah Bartman, right, the circus, right, voluptuous black woman that was actually used as a circus, you know what I'm saying, as part of a circus. And white, that white gaze on black women also plays a role in that too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think part of it too is like from the ways in which women, dress or the way that their hair looks, it's in this new push for body positivity and also natural styles too, as resistance to what they've historically seen through, the straightening of hair and those things. I think that we're coming to a society in which women see their body shapes and body form as a form of self-expression, and to Jason's point, it's not always about the men, it's about the ways in which they want to look too, but at what cost? I think that's a larger question now.
Shakir, I got a question to ask you. If your girl came to you and said, I feel like my butt is flat. It ain't popping like I think you like. Can I? And I pay for it out of my own pocket, but can I? You okay with me getting a procedure done?
She paying for it?
She paying for it. Yeah. I'm making it easy for you. I'm not even saying you gotta pay for it. Right. What would you say? Why would you say yeah?
I mean,
And then you done already been with her for like a year or two. But
A, I ain't got to pay for it. And B, I mean, if that's what she wants to do,
she want to do it for you.
I'm not gonna be mad at it. It's not something I need.
Right.
Definitely not something I need because I think that generally they do it more for each other than for us. It's like dudes with sneakers.
Right. That's my point. Like, are we okaying that type of behavior selfishly? Because anytime somebody go under the knife, it's a it's a risk, right? It's risk involved. Anytime somebody go under the knife, but so are we doing this, and are we doing this selfishly because this is what we.
It's like 60-30, 60-40,
Okay.
70-30.
All right, let me get Dr. DeLorean up in here. So you've heard the banter a little back and forth. So is there any particular thing you want to chime in on?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, that was music to my ears because all of those brothers corroborate, a standpoint that I come from not only as a plastic surgeon, but as a man, as a black man who appreciates the curvaceous nature of a woman of color, mainly black women.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, where should I start? The first brother, he alluded to how there are social constructs, there are ethnic preferences, so to speak. Black men, we like our women a lot more voluptuous than white men, Caucasian men in particular, because also, Hispanic men love curvaceous women, Arabic men actually love curvaceous women.
Mm-hmm.
So that comes from a place of cultural norms that we've created. We've always liked the big butt.
Mm-hmm.
We've always liked the childbearing hips.
Yeah.
the Coke bottle figure. That's nothing new.
Right.
I think it's gotten more extreme lately with the with the plastic surgery and everything. So that comes from a place of that statement comes from a place of just being a man.
Yeah.
But that brother also touched on another subject. Aspect of it is that it's not always about us. And a lot of times, I'd say even the majority of the time, these women are doing it for them. You could look at it as them going to the salon and getting those damn caterpillar eyelashes that they love that we can't fucking stand.
Right.
Butterfly one.
Right.
That's for real.
You
Yeah.
cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, do your thing.
Gotta keep
Right.
it real. So yeah, it's and a lot of times it's them seeing their home girl has this, and I want it too. Then she looks good, I want to look good too. And it's something that kind of evolves into is a competition, so to speak.
Yeah.
Where a woman will alter her body in order to a lot of times outdo another woman, which is where the pathology of it comes in the play. I think where you have, and I don't know if you can constitute it as body dysmorphia, but it's certainly when you see these girls in the inner city or y'all in Atlanta. Atlanta is a place where everybody's trying to. So a girl just recently died. She was from Detroit, right? She was from Detroit and she was living in Atlanta. She went to the DR to get what I think would be her third BBL.
What's that? Let them know what that is.
Brazilian butt lift.
Okay.
The butt.
Right.
If you're not familiar with those terms, then you've been out of the game. It's not booty shot. It's your own fat.
Your own fat put in your butt.
So here's the conundrum though. So there's a subset of women that will travel to the DR. This brings up another topic: the dangers of traveling in international medicine, so to speak. Over in the DR, they have no regulations the way we do here in the United States. Here in the United States, and it's state by state. Like in Michigan, 5 liters is the most we can. I'm not gonna say legally, but it's recommended to take off.
Right.
There are no limits over in the DR. They will do every procedure they can at once.
Right.
And I don't find that to be a safe practice.
Right.
So she recently died, but the point I was getting at was that a lot of her rhetoric revolved around, we in Atlanta, this it's a whole different game out here. This butt I got right here, and she already had a lot of booty. Oh, it's small compared to these girls in Atlanta. So that's why I said the pathology. So she overdid it and wound up going into cardiac arrest over there.
Yeah.
Her name was Marcy or something like that. So where do we go from there? What is plastic surgery like for a black surgeon? For a black surgeon that services the black community? Because this is I'm really what people expect me to be, the guy that does BBLs. I'm not a Beverly Hills guy that does nose job and whatnot, and does big boob jobs. I do that too, but it's not what black women are looking for.
Right.
So the challenge is from my perspective, is that there's a trifecta, so to speak, of black folks in terms of plastic surgery. You have people over here.
My question for you as a black male, as a plastic surgeon, do you ever have a subjective viewpoint when you seeing the women, like when they saying, "Oh, I want my behind to be this big"? Do you ever step in and say, not only is it may not be medically safe because I can't, but do you sound like you don't want to do that? Like for instance, I hear a lot of, like I was watching a Nick Cannon interview and he was talking about Nicki Minaj, all her procedure. And he was just saying how, that might have been overdone, or, some other celebrity where they like, you look at it like, man, you might have overdone it. And and I asked myself, listen, what surgeon, was okay with doing that? So do you ever put in a subjective point
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because I taught myself as being that surgeon that can deliver natural results. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The best plastic surgeon is the surgeon that you can't tell happened in the first place.
that's what
So
I
if you got
think.
the disproportionate booty, I call it the fire ant look. You know what I'm saying? You got the stick legs with the big badonkadonk. It's just not right. It's just not right, and it has to be proportionate as well. So you have to be careful where you put that fat. So, so for me, patients that come to see me already know what they're getting, and so I don't get a lot of ridiculous requests. But when they come back, they say, "Oh, I want my booty even bigger and even bigger." I'm gonna have to turn you away because I don't want that type of product representing me when she's out in the streets. So here's the celebrity thing is a little different because of a few things. I think mainly is that if a celebrity comes to see Dr. Griffin, she's gonna come with that. I'm saying she's gonna come with that diva type of attitude. Like I'm providing a service and I get to request anything I want off of this menu, and that's not how it works. But some surgeons operate that way. Give you whatever they request.
Yeah.
And I think it's unscrupulous because everybody wants a piece of the celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they know that if they don't come to them, they're going to go to somebody else. I don't care. I'm not risking my reputation or my core principles about how I reconstruct and contour patients. Mm-hmm. I'm not risking that.
All right, let me break away to the fellas one, cause I got a really good question to ask. So, there are certain establishments that entertain the notion of the female figure, so to speak, right? And all this luster. So, if any of you guys have ever frequented one of these establishments, do you turn away or ignore certain ladies because of how they appear? Like, what do you look for, Jason?
Turn away.
Like, what do you look for?
I just look for something that I'm attracted to. So I have my type.
So what is that?
No. Not tall.
Who's the biggest booty in the room, though?
Right.
Is it the biggest booty in the room?
You got a good resume.
Is it the biggest booty in the room?
Nah, it's not the biggest. It's second. It can hold its own.
She said, yeah, it's up there.
It can hold its own. But
it can't just be big, right?
Like I don't like. I see skinny girls in there getting it in too. Like,
do you go after?
There's a certain type who like that, and there's a certain type who like breasts. There's a certain type who like height. Either way, soft features or hard features, muscular or not. Me personally, I'm of the video vixen category. But that's just what I like.
Yeah.
I know these other brothers could like something totally different.
Do anyone like?
It's not like we're saying. I think it's unfair to say black men only like that video vixen type. I think that's selling us short too.
Yeah, I mean, I like natural bodies. You know what I mean? Like ones who are shapely naturally.
Yeah.
Ones who don't have a lot of enhancements made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But ones who, and most importantly, if we're in those type of establishments, confidence is 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Part of the allure anyway. So I look for that. You know what I mean? But most importantly, I think most men, while they may be in the moment attracted to those video vixen types, those aren't the ones we go home to. You know what I mean? So, those aren't the ones we waking up next to.
All right.
So I think the ones who have the natural look are more connected. But also, too, one of the things I'm thinking about, if we think about strip club culture or just the broader culture and all of these augmentations is the larger question I'm thinking about, has this become a new form of privilege for black women?
Yeah.
Meaning that, I can go get that Birkin bag or secure the bag and get this surgery done, too. Whereas, for other women who are working the regular 9 to 5, it's something that they can't do.
Well, let me ask the surgeon. Let me ask the surgeon. What do you encounter? Did you hear his comment about privilege?
So I've learned a lot over my past 6 years of being in practice. A lot, especially about our own culture that I never would have realized had I not become this black plastic surgeon, the only black male plastic surgeon in the whole metro area.
Yeah, in Detroit, right?
So I've become this lightning rod of all kinds of tomfoolery, and what I mean is,
put it out there, say it.
So what I mean is this. So
give us an example of the tomfoolery.
Get jealous. So you mentioned 95 women. They'll present as under the guise of I don't need to do all that. They would do it if they had the means, and some will come up with it. But that's where a lot of the hate comes from.
Yeah.
So they turn into these temporary hoteps, you know what I'm saying, and say, oh, you should be happy with the way God made you. You know what I'm saying? Or they already look good, you know what I'm saying, decent, and they're happy with their body.
Yeah.
What they do is they extrapolate that, they're over to the woman who has the means to correct that and say, you shouldn't be doing that. It's like me, telling you can't eat a cheeseburger because you on one, because I'm on a diet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doesn't make you shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where I was getting into that trifecta. You have to love thyself proud.
All right.
There's a complete opposite. There's a complete spectrum that's opposite of one another in the black community when it comes to plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Either you should do nothing, never change your body, never change anything about your body at all, or I'm going to get this done and I'm going to do it to the most extreme way and the cheapest way possible.
Right. Does that reflect to wearing nails, fake hair, fake eyelashes? Does that translate?
So the thing is this, and I'll make this correlation, is that I exactly equated to that. Think about it. Men really don't hate weave. Mm-hmm. We hate weave when it's blonde and it looks cartoonish, and we hate the tracks showing and it looks like you're wearing a Chewbacca on your head. Men really don't hate those eyelashes. We just don't like
the long fans on there.
Eyelashes look like a caterpillar's crawling across your eyelids. We don't hate makeup.
Yeah.
We hate clown makeup.
Yeah.
It looks like you got the contour, you got to correct your geometric shapes all over your face just to put the makeup on.
Yeah.
And you look nothing like you actually look because you contoured your nose, you contoured your chin.
Hold up, DQ. Hold up, DQ.
What I don't understand is any other enhancements before blacks were doing it, right? Whether you get your teeth whitened or if you're a white woman who got a boob job or some Botox, whatever. Any other enhancement before blacks was on it, it wasn't that much of a thing or that much hate on it, I feel like. I feel like the moment blacks started enhancing their own image to maybe separate themselves and only blacks could do this to be more of the black body, that's when all this crazy stigma and hate from all cultures, including the black
let me tell you,
has become introduced. And so with black culture, it's like self-hate, right? Because we're doing stuff on our own now. When a black woman is enhancing her butt or something, it's a big thing now. Oh, is she doing it because of the fellas? But no one was saying it when these other people were enhancing themselves. I just feel like when it's black, it's some extra negativity all balled up in one and go after them.
Yeah.
But that's why I was saying this connection to privilege and access, right? Because if you really think about it, there wasn't a lot of mention of black people and black women specifically getting these types of, surgeries. Well, now it's become the norm, but also you see a society. Kim Kardashian is moving towards the celebration of black bodies by their own representation. Right?
Exactly.
So then what does that mean? Right? So it's almost like it is, as black women move to celebrate themselves, even in a way where they're augmenting their bodies even for health reasons, right? Then there's this broader cultural society like of whites, whites that then come and reappropriate that too. You know what I mean? So I think part of it is
only blacks are told, and I think that they overdone it. I don't know. Maybe I haven't heard.
Is that true? Do you hear that? That only in the black, as far as these augmentations, is said that we're overdoing it. Is that heard in other?
So think about it. Anytime you're watching E or TMZ or something like that, and they're talking about booties, who do they mention? They mention two people. They mention J-Lo and they mention Kim Kardashian.
Right. Yeah.
Two very non-black women.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these are features that have been, like you mentioned, Sarah Bartman, the thicker women. That's just us, genetically. You know what I'm saying? Right. But they don't name a single black woman when it comes to having a nice backside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one of them doesn't have a nice backside. I mean, look at Kim Kardashian's butt, and she has that look where she has the thick legs and the wet diaper look. You know what I'm saying? But
so are you saying that you're pretty sure she's had some procedure done?
Oh, I'm positive. I've seen the picture before. She had that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm positive.
Yeah. A question I wanted to ask you are the injections?
That's supposed to mean she ain't had fat injected into it? Come on, no.
Are the injections still going on? Because I remember at one point those silicone injections became like kind of backroom type taboo type of thing. So just explain, just elaborate a little bit on those type of injections, because the Brazilian backload where you're transferring fat. But like I saw an interview with Cardi B who said she couldn't get that done because she didn't have no fat, so she had to go the injections type of way. She had to get those silicone injections.
Wow. Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she said that she was working out in the strip clubs. She was getting it popping. She was climbing them poles. She said she had a 6-pack. She didn't have no body fat on her, so she couldn't get those the fat transplants. So she said she had to go and get injections.
So for those who don't know, free-form silicone is never safe in your body. No doctor would ever inject free-form silicone into your body.
Yeah.
Silicone is made for implants, specifically most of the time breast implants. So if you're hearing about silicone injections, it's the black market silicone. So this was popularized in the early 2000s, I would say. Where most of the time non-medical professionals would do it in a non-medical setting, like a hotel room, and inject some type of foreign substance into your butt to enhance it. And we didn't know what that material was, whether it was silicone, whether it was caulk, whether it was fix-a-flat, all of the above, some type of bio oil. None of that's safe. Yeah. So it kills you in many ways. It can either, on the mild side, it's going to make you feel tired, ill over the years. I did a case where I took out big chunks of silicone, and the girl immediately felt better. Her butt looked terrible once I took it out, but she felt better. So that's on the mild side. On the extreme side, you're dead from embolism because you've injected this foreign substance into your bridging veins in your buttock region.
Yeah.
And it travels to your lung and kills you.
Yeah.
In between, you can get septic. You can have infections. You'll have granuloma formation. Unless it's placed very deep, it never really looks that great on the surface.
Right.
It feels like a bag of rocks.
Yeah.
I've seen, a lot of them.
Is that still going on? Is that still going on? Are you seeing a lot of that, or not that much now?
No. I still see. I think the awareness is out there now.
Yeah.
The dangers of it. Not that many women are willing to risk their lives going the cheap route.
Okay.
That much anymore. Okay. I think there's enough awareness out there now, but what's her name? The singer. you know,
K. Michelle?
K. Michelle.
K. Michelle.
She had it done.
Okay.
And I don't know how they got it up out of there, but apparently she had it reversed.
Now my friend over here said it was okay. He liked that look.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She looked like a censor. It looks like the one I took all the silicone. She looked actually she didn't look bad at all.
She looked good with it.
But it didn't look disproportionately big.
Okay.
So it can be done. It can be done with looks the right way.
Right.
But most of the time, it ain't feeling the right way.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy at all.
I mean, with all of these plastic surgeries, I'm just interested to see what the long-term implications are, though. Right? Like, you do it now because you're young, right? I mean, you might be doing it to advance your career as a model or whatever. But, you know, as the body morphs and changes over time, I'm really curious to then what it looks like for somebody who's going to be in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what's the long-term implications of getting these types of surgeries? You know what I'm saying? As the body, you know, transforms. But then there's the other thing about body positivity, right? We think about Lizzo, right? We think about the celebration of the body in any form, right? I mean, you know, it's kind of
you think Lizzo's really happy with herself?
Culture that everybody has.
He asked you a question. He said, "You think Lizzo really happy with herself?"
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I think that part of it is right. I mean, you know, like,
the people that are propping her up are usually. I mean,
I think she's happy with herself.
No, I'm going to disagree. I think because I see a lot of larger women like that have. I don't know if Monique's was one out front first that just had pride, like, yo, it's okay to be a big girl,
right.
This, that, and third. And I think that actually had a legitimate movement when bigger women were like, okay, I don't have to be the stick figure. I could feel good. I look like I'm the bomb, even though I'm a plus
a big woman.
Yeah, so I think her confidence might have some of that cultural effect to it, and she looks at herself.
But I don't know though, because Monique doesn't.
Listen, my cousin told me big women got the best loving. That's all I'm saying. I'm out.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah, but I don't know because Monique lost that weight, right?
Talking smack about every skinny woman. To the fact that I was like a kind of little turn off, like, yo, all right, this is hate. It was funny at first, but you're old then.
Yeah.
But
now she don't look
it's interesting that
you
she's lost all that weight. Right. So maybe to your point, to the doctor's point.
Ultimately, the question was, what's the implications of these procedures?
Yeah. Like, I'm curious about the long term.
Well, as board certified plastic surgeon, we're not going to do anything that's unsafe. Now, will it require maintenance? Sure. Like, if you get breast implants, and you're young enough, probably you're gonna have to get them redone at some point. So one of my patients just said, "Fuck Dr. Miami, I'm the shit."
There you go.
So, anyways, the butt, for example, putting it in your own fat. That fat, once it takes, is going to be yours. It's yours. It's going to gain weight with you. It's going to lose weight with you. There's really no maintenance unless you want to touch up. Liposuction, long lasting, but you have to maintain that healthy diet and exercise routine. A lot of people don't realize is that this is not a cop-out in the right patient. Liposuction is made for people that have been working their ass off in the gym and can't lose this weight. You know what I'm saying, in these particular areas, the saddlebag region, flanks, you know what I'm saying, the little pudge they got at the bottom, they can't lose it. So then, they go get liposuction. That's what it's made for. It's body contouring, not a weight loss tool. But, it enables laziness too, in the patient that you don't want.
Right.
And that's your job. And that's my job as a plastic surgeon, to really ask the appropriate questions and complete a history and physical that's going to benefit the patient and make both of us happy.
Right.
But then, I mean,
you ain't maintaining it, you're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy with the results.
Yeah, but then that's powerful because it goes back to the Lizzo point too, right? Like the psychological assessment about whether or not women are comfortable with their bodies, right? I mean, even a woman that's coming into, right, Javar's office about, right, changing her body for her health, right? That's You know what I mean? Like that's important, right? I mean, that's something that could be
That's
very
a
serious, but
that's
at the
a
same
complete
time, her
that's a completely
consideration.
different category right there.
It is a good question, and I'm gonna put my opinion on it first. So the question is, have we as men contributed to what women strive for, how women looks, and this is what I will add, because I grew up in Detroit, and so I go back to Detroit all the time. And as far as me, I go to Detroit, I come to Atlanta a lot, I've been out to California a lot, and women look different, and you can almost tell. You can almost tell a Midwest girl, a Southern girl. You can almost tell where they're from, kind of by how they look. And my opinion is that back home where I'm from in Detroit, and I have I got a lot of crew, I got a lot of cousins, in Detroit, and as far as what they are accepting, what they like or accepting of, they don't mind a girl having a little gut on, having a little pouch, having a little hips, a little extra cushion. They don't mind. But in California, you from Oakland,
Right.
it's totally different. It's totally different. No, you gotta come in Atlanta. In Atlanta, these girls, they are slim from here to here, and then it just fans out. It fans out. Bottom down, they heavy.
Little secret.
Huh?
Detroit niggas like that shit too.
But what y'all think? Let me get the floor. What y'all think? Go ahead.
Man, that's dope. I mean, it's dope to think about in terms of, that goes back to the privilege question, right? And I think that one of the things that we afford, like, I think for black men in particular, like, we want women who reflect the status, you know what I'm saying? Our own professional achievements, our own status.
So there you
right?
go. Is it because, let me break, is it because that we are college educated, we all, have a certain status, maybe even a certain income level or something like that. So at that point, do you demand a certain level from a female? And you may even have the means to pay for a procedure. Say, look, this is it our fault?
That's a good question.
Not our fault.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think it's our fault.
I'm gonna let them answer. I'm gonna give the professional answer. I'll let
Right.
them answer first.
What you think, Jason?
You think it's our fault? That's a good question.
Well, first, I think it could be a couple of different reasons. I'm not necessarily calling it a fault, but when you talk about regionally, it's natural. If you live on the beach, a woman is going to work hard to have a beach type of body, because most times throughout the year her outfits is light, versus maybe Detroit where they're wearing coats and
They not wearing coats all year round.
I don't know.
She got a sweater on in the summer,
No, that's a good point.
Like she got a sweater on in the summer and
I
shit.
don't like just blaming it on men, because I just think that discounts a woman. Like saying like she makes her decisions on what she wants to do. Can a man influence it? Yeah. A lot of stuff I did in my life is because I wanted to be more attractive to women, but they didn't necessarily make me do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing. I don't think we were making women do stuff, or it's our fault. It's like, yo, they want to do it because maybe we influence it a little bit. But I think they're the ultimate decision makers. Like I was the ultimate decision maker, even though 90% of the things I did was to be more attractive to a woman, but I never thought a woman was making me do that.
Right, that's a good point.
What's your take, DQ?
It's just like this. He hit it right on the head. When I bought my luxurious green monster, that Jaguar, I did it for me because I like the color, I like the vehicle. It wasn't any. You can construe that way. So when an self crowd looks at these women getting these procedures, they automatically say, "Oh, they're doing it because of a man. They're doing it because the man makes them do it." And I can tell you from a professional standpoint, there is very little of that. Is there some of that? Maybe, but it's the vast minority of my patients. Most of the time, the women are doing it because they want to do it. They see a deficit in their buttocks that they always felt some type of way about. Now, are they doing it in hoping that their men are going to appreciate it? Of course. So the men, do they have something to do with it? Yes, but most of the time it's indirect. It's about what women will perceive a man wanting. Just like if I wanted to, I could go out and buy this Maybach, you know what I'm saying, and think that it's going to get me a bunch of women. But what happens when it doesn't? And that happens a lot, you know what I'm saying? On the female side, when they're getting plastic surgery, they're thinking that it's going to net them this knight in shining armor, but they're going to attract the man that they don't even want. Most of the time, they're attracting the man that's going to, you know what I'm saying, be disrespectful to them because they're leading with their assets. Once they've gotten those procedures, and they realize that it's a detriment to their dating experience.
Right.
Or it can enhance the bedroom if you're married, but I've seen it tear it apart. Because, you know, men have insecurities about their women. Now, the woman's getting all this attention. The woman is going out more, wearing slimmer fitting, form-fitting dresses. And the man might become uncomfortable with that. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what?
You tell me fuck, you ain't lost no way.
She got really good mind. She got a butt done, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Your wife.
One of my trusted colleagues. And
who did it?
What's going on? So, and I'm not an insecure dude.
Right.
And does she get garner attention from men when we go out? Hell yeah. But guess what she's coming home to? Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I walked up and gave my wife a tongue kiss when some niggas were trying to serenade her. I mean, you know, that's know what it is.
Right.
My whole point is that men are not contributing to the degree that people think.
Yeah.
Most of us went on women looking natural, an enhancement of the way we know them, not a cartoonish, a caricature of what they used to be.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to hang on to that.
Yeah, indeed.
I just feel like this question is only asked, I don't know, I might be just on another planet, but I just feel like this is only asked of black people, or like, you know, I don't feel like other cultures are asking each, or saying, oh, that woman got that for that man.
No,
in the black society, it's always just some stiff.
Nah, I think that Fonda and Joan Rivers, they got hella flack back in their day for all the procedures.
Yeah, but they might got flack on the procedures, but they didn't blame the white men for the procedures. They just was like, yo,
right.
I got you.
Crazy. But I never remember
but,
at one point someone said,
"Oh, I don't know. I
was doing that to get that white man."
Like Playboy is like
the Playboy models. Who you have for them? Yeah.
They would, you know, when I guess when men like are misogynist and they blatantly tell you got like if you're coming to the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad, you got to be a certain way. You can't eat a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you that to your face. Yeah. So there are these guys, you know, the guys are the same way. They like Hugh Hefner. It's like you gotta have these big boobs. You gotta be 120 pounds. You gotta be these things to hang around. You gotta be these things to be a Playboy bunny.
All right.
So some of these guys were very blatant. And you can blame those guys, but it's in the vast majority. No, not in black people, not in white people. Most of the time it's women doing it for themselves. And sometimes they overdo it.
Yeah.
It's their choice. Ultimately, it comes down to choice. Nobody's forcing you to do this.
I do. I want to.
I'm trying to tell you.
I want to bring it to a close, but I just want to add this one last piece. You know, I recently watched a documentary on social media, and as far as Yeah, and then that whole incentive of getting likes and getting that, getting that feedback, that constant attention. Yeah, that constant attention and that constant feedback of people liking your photos, people liking the way you look, people, and when they don't get them likes, how they do extraordinary things to once again try to get them likes back up. And so, and I'm just wondering, are we, is that a part of our psyche that we're not acknowledging right here during this discussion? Are we not acknowledging that, a part of every human psyche is, wanting to, be liked, wanting to get that like, wanting to get that, that glaze, even if you don't have no intentions of doing anything with this person, but just knowing that this person really liking how I'm popping right now. Is that a pop?
But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that part of it is, when it becomes overwhelming, like when it becomes detrimental to one's own mental well-being, one's physical well-being, that then the likes become, too much. So I think that there needs to be balance, right? And I think that we live in a society where they're constantly being bombarded with images of what women and even men should look like, should be, how they should interact. And I think sometimes it's just overwhelming. And I think that part of it is, in this amazing social media world that we find ourselves in, while you do have celebrities who look a certain way and augment their bodies, I mean, it's nice to kind of have a different discourse with women who are saying, no, I love the way I am, I love the way I look, right? And people can find themselves somewhere in the middle too. You know what I mean? Indeed. And I think that, to Jason's point, it's not an extreme of, and the brother doctor's point, where it shouldn't be one extreme or the other, right? It shouldn't be not to not have surgery or to go all the way. It should be a happy medium. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that it's a responsibility of us within our communities to reinforce all different types of bodies, just like we do all different types of hues. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people can grow comfortable in themselves.
Right. All right, brother. Listen, I really appreciate everybody's input. It was very lively, very beautiful discussion. I think I have a very good synopsis to give to this patient that I was talking about. DQ.
That was a medical reason for doing that. So, she should not be apprehensive about that.
Yeah.
Because when you add that medical element, the inner triangle under the breast.
That's right.
Moving,
yeah.
All
that she's dealing with.
So you got to take that in stride and say that there's a medical reason for doing that.
That's right. That's
part of it. I mean,
yeah.
We don't have to deal with that.
Right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. All right. That's it. That's a cut, fellas.